When I was in elementary school, I joined a camping trip for 2 nights hosted by the school during summer vacation. The campsite was about 2 hours from the nearest town, and it was a proper camping trip, although not very well maintained. It had a kitchen and a bathroom, which was a relief, but the place itself was dated and shabby. The toilet resembled more of an outhouse than a modern restroom. It was situated out in a field, close to swampland on one side and a cliff on the other. Even as a kid, I couldn't help but think it was an unsafe place to camp. We had plenty of activities to keep us occupied, like hiking and fishing during the day, and campfires and dare games at night. On the first night, I took up a dare that turned out to be quite different from the usual ones we did at that age, tests of courage. This dare, created by the teachers, involved going into the woods at night without a flashlight, alone, and staying there for a while. There were rules: no running or screaming, as it could attract wild animals and make you one of the kids who go missing around here, as the teacher warned. Reluctantly, I agreed to go along with it. The teachers led the way with their flashlights into the darkness of the woods. It was so dark that I couldn't distinguish between having my eyes open or closed. The air was heavy and warm, and all I could hear were insects and the rustling of leaves. Somewhere in the distance, an unknown animal was barking, and I hoped it was far away. Those few minutes felt like an eternity, and I felt utterly alone. Suddenly, the flashlights reappeared, and I was relieved to be reunited with the group. We all headed back to the campsite, joking about how lucky we were not to have seen anything creepy that night. But as the next day unfolded, I realized that something strange had happened to my friend who did the dare with me. She kept looking towards the cliffs and appeared terrified. When I asked her what was wrong, she said, "Can't you see them?" She led me to the edge of the field, pointing down towards the cliffs. I looked, but all I saw was a flowing stream below. My friend, however, was on the verge of tears, insisting that she could see 2 kids with red faces down there. The teachers couldn't see anything, and although I was worried for my friend, we all soon got distracted, and the incident was forgotten. That night, as I was about to fall asleep in my sleeping bag, I overheard excited whispers from the other kids in the tent. Their excitement turned to tension, and I saw 2 girls leaning over another girl who sat on the floor, clearly in pain. She complained of feeling crushed, and to our astonishment, she folded over as if something heavy was on her back. She cried and screamed, sending everyone into a panic. The teachers rushed in, one of them with a bottle of salt, and they began sprinkling it everywhere while hitting the girl on the back. Miraculously, the girl stopped crying and screaming, as if nothing had happened. It was a bizarre and terrifying experience. On the bus ride home, I talked to my friends and other kids about what had happened. Some had different experiences. One saw a strange kid standing still in the outhouse at night, while others reported seeing humanoid shadows. The mountains had indeed proven to be an unusual and eerie place. My friend who saw the kids with red faces developed a fear of mountains after that trip. Looking back, I couldn't even remember why I had wanted to go on that camping trip. It felt like a vague, half-forgotten memory, a journey into a liminal space I couldn't fully comprehend.